Advisor greatly simplifies and speeds training media analysis. That is, the process of identifying the most effective blend of delivery options to further drive training efficiency. To analyze Aircraft Commander course, for example, click on the Course Analysis folder under the Design tab and then click on the Add button. You will be prompted for the course title, expected life, start date, and other information. Enter relevant data and click Save. To specify the number of individuals to be trained each year, click on the Trainees per Year node, indicate the throughput, and click Save. To set up a learning objective, click on the Learning Objectives folder and click Add. Input the objective, estimate of the number of hours required to teach, its primary learning outcome, classification, assign to a group, and click Save. To speed the analysis without compromising its integrity, learning objectives with similar outcomes and characteristics can be assigned to the same group. Each group can in turn be analyzed as a single entity to determine the most effective delivery option for all learning objectives within the group. Alternatively, if training requirements for Aircraft Commander have been identified under the Analysis tab, the learning objectives can be generated by clicking on the target audience, selecting Aircraft Commander, and selecting desired knowledge skills. As you can see, selected learning objectives are now copied under the Learning Objectives folder. You may also import the learning objectives from an Excel spreadsheet. Viable options for the delivery of training within each group can be identified by clicking on the Instructional Design Factors node to specify course objectives, audience profile, and limitations. Once all relevant data has been entered, click Save. Based on the potential impact of the course on personnel safety, equipment's integrity, business loss, and organizational image, a minimum acceptable rating is recommended by Advisor under the Acceptable Rating node. In other words, the greater the consequence of applying learned material incorrectly, flying an airplane for example, the higher the minimum acceptable rating. Advisor will not recommend delivery options that fall below the minimum rating. You can modify the minimum rating by modifying the value, locking the field, and clicking Save. To identify viable media for a specific group, click on the group title, indicate percentage of content that changes, whether on-the-job equipment is required during the training session, and click Save. Next, click on the Requirements node, input the required attributes, and click Save. If an instructional requirements template for knowledge procedure has been created, the data can be imported by selecting the desired template and clicking Save. To view the rating of viable delivery options, click on the Rating node. The rating reflects delivery options' ability to meet organizational, learning, and learners' needs. Advisor computes the rating of each option by mapping user-defined instructional requirements to the capability of each media. To find out why a media is not recommended or why its rating has been reduced, click on its rating. To modify a requirement, click on its title to automatically advance to the input screen, make necessary changes, and click Save. Moreover, for each media, the number of hours needed to develop 1 hour of training is automatically forecasted based on the complexity of content, instructional requirements, instructional strategies, evaluation, as well as other factors. Once relevant attributes have been specified, click on the Rating tab for an estimate of development hours per hour of training for each media. The estimates are based on industry averages, which you may override under the Development node under the Cost Analysis folder. Once again, the reasons behind the development time estimate can be viewed by clicking on the Development hours. To modify a requirement, click on its title to automatically advance to the input screen, make necessary changes, and click Save. Once plausible delivery options have been identified, their costs should be forecasted and compared to identify the most efficient alternative. These may include startup costs such as development and hardware, as well as recurring costs such as travel, instructors, facilities, and material. In addition to direct or out-of-pocket expenses, indirect or productivity-related expenses can also be captured in the analysis. Trainees-related costs are captured under cost factors. If e-learning or conferencing media are under consideration, transmission-related costs can be specified under the Transmission tab. Within each group, you may specify media to compare by clicking on the Delivery Options node, selecting the desired options, specifying a title, indicating the media to be used for comparison, as well as current delivery option. To forecast development, courseware, hardware, administrative, management, trainees, instructors, facilities, transmission, maintenance, material, and support costs, click on the corresponding node, input the required information, and click Save. If templates have been set up, you can select and import the desired templates by clicking on the Import Cost Data node, selecting the desired templates, and clicking Save. To view a detailed breakdown of the cost of viable delivery options, click on the Summary node. You may view direct costs, indirect costs, savings that may result from utilizing alternate delivery options, upfront and recurring costs, resources as well as required personnel for plausible delivery options by clicking on the corresponding tabs. Graphical representations of the results can be generated by clicking on the distribution and direct-indirect charts. Disbursements of costs over time as well as the break-even point, that is, the time needed to recover startup costs and generate savings, can be viewed by clicking on the break-even point charts. For each group, once plausible delivery options have been identified and costs forecasted, plausible options can be rated based on their cost-effectiveness ratio, that is, solution that best meets needs at lowest cost. Once plausible media for each group have been identified and their costs estimated, viable blends of delivery options can be assessed to select the option that best meets your needs. 2 blends are automatically generated by Advisor. The currently used option reflects the status quo, and the Advisor recommendation reflects the most cost-effective option. To view recommended blend, click on the Delivery Methods node. You may compose your own blend by clicking on the Delivery Options folder and clicking Add. Input the title and click Save to generate. Next, click on Delivery Methods, select the desired option for each group, and click Save. To view and compare the cost of alternate blends of delivery options, click on the Cost Distribution node. You may also view direct costs, indirect costs, savings that may result from utilizing alternate blends of delivery options, upfront and recurring costs, as well as resource and personnel requirements by clicking on the corresponding tabs. Once the effectiveness and costs of various blends have been assessed, your recommendations can be indicated under the User Recommendation node by selecting the desired option and clicking Save. Once the media for each learning objective have been defined, the order in which the learning objectives should unfold is outlined in a training plan. To set up or modify a training plan, click on the Training Plan node. The learning objectives are presented on the left-hand side along with the media and time needed to complete each objective. You may sort the objectives by sequence, title, media, or time by clicking on the corresponding button. To create a lesson, click on the Add Lesson button on the right-hand side. Objectives can be assigned to a lesson by dragging the learning objective under the required lesson. Note that the time needed by each lesson as well as the course is automatically computed each time an objective is added. You may move objectives between lessons as well as change their order by dragging and dropping. Click Save when ready to create the training plan. To generate the report, click on the Training Plan Report under the Course Reports folder. The training plan including lessons, learning objectives, time, personnel, and resource requirements for current and recommended delivery options is presented. In addition to facilitating cost and resource management, the training plan provides a solid foundation for developing training material. One of Advisor's key benefits is the ease in which various types of reports can be generated. The Media Analysis Report provides a summary of current and recommended media for each learning objective, including training time as well as how well each media meets organizational, learning, and learners' needs. You can export the report to Excel by clicking on the Generate Excel button. The Cost Analysis Report outlines the cost of current and recommended media for each learning objective, along with training time and potential savings. The Executive Report generates a summary of key course requirements, results, and recommendations. This report can be exported to Microsoft Word or PDF by clicking on the Export icon, selecting the desired format, and clicking OK. Comprehensive Business Case Report can be generated by clicking on the Course Report node, selecting items to be included, and clicking Save. The report documents the process used to identify plausible delivery options, forecast direct and indirect costs, as well as rank the media. To view how the development costs are computed, for example, click on Development. Advisor is more than a training media analysis tool. It's your quick guide for developing effective and efficient training strategies. Contact B&H today to learn more about Advisor. Plan better, achieve more.